The last thing you want is to be too far forward because then you start to slouch over the desk like that. So we're gonna first move this out of the way, and we wanna make sure that we have our insertion point where we want it. To get to this point, we have to follow a sequence of steps. So first you wanna start off with the easy steps, kind of like how to change the size, how to change the font, how to change the color, and eventually little by little you start to develop the skills on how to use the rest of what's called the ribbon. So I always start off with typing. Even though we're connected with technology left and right, we're stuck to our phones, tablets, but believe it or not, a lot of students don't know how to type properly. Make sure you guys are using all 10 fingers.
Right now we're also learning about investing. We're learning that we could put our money into different things like stocks. I think it's better if you start younger so you can retire a little bit younger. The retiring age is, I think, 60 right now, and people right now are doing it like when they're like in their 40s or 50s.
There's investments that are risky, some not as risky, and we want to start off with the investments that are not risky or don't have any risk at all so that the students could be comfortable with even the idea of investing.
Classes like this in high school give you the opportunity to learn all the sophisticated parts of this field, but also learn it in a digestible manner to where you aren't being expected to understand right off the bat what these words mean or what they do, but you have someone who works with you to meet you at your level to understand these topics. I think it's really important to have a good idea of what financial stability can be like, especially as a young person, because there's always lingering anxiety about when you're going to be responsible of your own money and your own income and your own resources. A lot of high schoolers, when they start getting a job, when they start buying a car, their own groceries, they're unaware of how expensive things can get and how to properly manage their needs and their wants. And having a class like this can really put you in real life experiences of how would you handle a complicated situation.
To be honest, it's a really good class. It gets you to realize that a lot of these things that you're learning right here could help you when you're older. Or let's say you're applying for a job that really needs typing skills. You could be like, oh, when I was in high school, I did a business class, helped me really type this and that.
We get rid of some of this, and all you're doing is going to be typing it up, okay? And then I'll leave this here.
You should definitely take it. You should view it as a mandatory class for yourself and for your own benefit, because I'm not a good typer at all, but I think I got better definitely with this class and stuff like that. This class is definitely a necessity if you want to go into any workforce at all, and because everything's online, everything's on computers, you might as well just take this class. If you're unfamiliar, if you're not the best with the computers, it's best to just take this class so you can understand everything better.
Luckily, this program is evolving. Lucky for me, I was able to get a few new equipment. So for example, I have a 3D printer here and also have a die cutting machine. The way I'm going to use this for my program is I'm going to integrate it especially with my entrepreneurship class. The students can get an understanding how making a product and their own product and developing it and selling it and seeing how business works in real time. The skills that you learn in this class will go in any pathway you want to go to. Like if you want to go into nursing, nursing uses Excel and PowerPoint and Word and finance. If you go into a mechanic, mechanics definitely need to know how to use an inventory sheet. So a lot of the skills that you learn in this class translate into many different pathways. So if you want to become an architect, if you want to become a doctor, if you want to become a lawyer, a lot of the programs that we practice here are used in all of those fields.
Even if the class seems challenging, it's still a good opportunity to take and put yourself in that uncomfortable position, because that's like your starting foundation resource. You might like learn some things from the class that you're like, I can expand on this on my own. I can figure out how to take this information to make it meet my needs, and then, you know, be able to pass it down. I think that's a really important part of education, being able to pass down what you've learned to another person to help intrigue them and continuing to learn things.